Next, we will discuss the terms like loudness, pitch, and quality of sound. First of all, we'll discuss the term loudness. So, we said that someone is speaking loud, someone is having a soft sound, etc. So, what does this loudness depends on? In order to study this loudness, we have to study about another term which is called intensity of sound. So what do you mean by intensity of sound? When sound is traveling through a medium, we consider a particular area. The amount of energy that is crossing this particular unit area in 1 second is called intensity of sound. So, intensity of sound is defined as the energy per area in a second. So, energy crossing a particular unit area per second is what is meant by intensity of sound. So, if a high intense sound is traveling through a medium, what is the effect that sound can produce to the particles of the medium? The sound can make the particles of the medium to vibrate with the higher displacement, isn't it? So, if a particle is there, a high intense sound is traveling through the medium. So what happens? It will make this particle to move much higher distances from the main position. This distance, that the maximum displacement, is what is meant by the amplitude of the particle. So when intensity of sound increases, the amplitude of vibration of particles increases. That means altogether the amplitude of the wave also increases. So when the amplitude of the wave increases, our brain interprets it as a wave of higher energy or higher loudness. So on what factor this loudness depends on? This loudness depends upon the energy or the intensity of sound, which in turn depends upon the amplitude of the sound. So, loudness of a sound depends upon the amplitude of the sound wave. So, I am depicting a wave like this. I have drawn two figures. Here, the height of the sound wave or the particle displacement is less in this case. So, here we say that amplitude is less and we can say that loudness is less. So, this wave represents a soft sound. Here, the amplitude of displacement, isn't it? It is high, right? So, it can be called a loud sound. To sum up, children, loudness depends upon the intensity of sound. When intensity increases, the amount of energy passing per unit area per unit time increases. So what happens? The amplitude or the maximum displacement of the particle from its main position increases. So higher amplitude sound is always referred to as a loud sound, and a low amplitude sound is always referred to as a soft sound. In examination, these two figures may be given and you may be able to identify what is it. You must identify which is a soft sound, which is a loud sound. One is having a higher amplitude is a loud sound, and one is having a lower amplitude is called a soft sound. Hope you have understood this concept.